Dragon Age the Veilguard. I mean, we saw the trailer, right? And everybody talked about it, but after the gameplay, I think this game is going to be fine. It's going to be like Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's going to be like the new Ubisoft Star Wars game. It's going to be like Far Cry. Man, all the mid games are done by Ubisoft. That's kind of crazy. It's going to be like Dying Light 2. You know, games that you play and that you have a fun time with. Games that have, you know, a couple of cool things going on here and there. But they're definitely not masterpieces. When you're done with them, you're gonna be done with them. I feel like Dragon Age Veilguard, the Veilguard, is going to end up like that, mostly. So, 7 out of 10 game. If it surprises us, 8 out of 10 maybe. But it's not gonna go to that legendary status. It could be even a 6 out of 10 for you too. But it's not gonna be a horrible game in my opinion. After seeing the gameplay, I can say that. Because the trailer, if the gameplay gave me the same exact feeling as the trailer, I would have said cancel Christmas on this game, don't even play it. But just like again, seeing Assassin's Creed Shadows gameplay, seeing the new, you know, Star Wars gameplay, I'm like, I thought these games would have been horrible, but I do see something here. I do see a fun time here. Again, it's not gonna shatter the world, but it's not gonna be as bad as it seemed in the trailer. So it makes me think at this point, especially both in Assassin's Creed Shadows and in this game, either they're extremely tone deaf, which probably is the reality. The devs and the marketing is super tone deaf, or they just do this crap so they can get talked about. Because the Dragon Age trailer got a whole lot of views, a whole lot of dislikes too. Like, what, 37,000 likes and then 209,000 dislikes? Maybe they're just trying to cause controversy, get people talking, which they're successful. A lot of people are talking about it extensively. But yeah, the trailer was horrible. The whole, like, oh, it's a heist movie. It's fun. Yes, let's go. All the colors, the music. You know, it looked bad. But then you dive into the gameplay and it still doesn't look perfect. It leaves a lot to be desired, let me tell you that. But it's a lot better. 10 times better than the trailer, because it's not only me saying it, but if you look at the people and the likes to dislike ratio, there's still a whole lot of dislikes, don't get me wrong. But you'll see a lot of people actually like the gameplay showcase more than the dislikes, basically. And after that horrendous trailer, that's a win. Let's just call it a tone deaf type of marketing, and the actual game itself will be better with, you know, decent writing, which I am not expecting that either. That's why I cannot say that this is going to be a good game after watching the gameplay. It's just like, after what they did in Andromeda, which had horrible writing, oh my god, and after what happened in Anthem, writing wise, gameplay wise, everything wise, I just don't have confidence. Now again, the graphics look nice. Some people say, oh, looks like PS2, you know, PS3 graphics. Like, what are you smoking? I think the graphics look really, really good, as a matter of fact. The whole presentation, the cutscenes, the animations, I actually like it a lot. And while I will miss the tactical gameplay, because I've sort of grown to like it after playing, you know, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Dragon Age Origins, and a whole lot of other, you know, CRPG games like Baldur's Gate 3, which looks like more of a Dragon Age game, right? And the whole time I was playing that, especially when it was in early access, that's when I first played it. I was like, oh my god, this is literally Dragon Age Origins, but, you know, modernized. It's a sequel, a spiritual successor to that game. So the fact that Larian is doing better Dragon Age games than BioWare is doing is kind of insane to me. And I know we don't have the full game yet, but I am still sure that if you want that Dragon Age Origins experience in terms of quality and gameplay and everything, Baldur's Gate 3 at the end of the day will be what you're looking for. Because this game, I mean, you see it in the gameplay, it's basically now an action RPG game. You can control your companions, but not fully anymore, and that's the first time that's the case in the series, I believe. Yeah, because, yeah, in Dragon Age 2 you could control your companions. I played through the entire game, by the way, but it was just such a weird experience that I forgot most of it. But in this game you're going Mass Effect style, so you'll have your Veil and your companions can use a couple of abilities. Now in Mass Effect, those abilities were really limited, just a couple, like 2, 3, maybe 4, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully in this game you'll have access to like 12 abilities, and then you can put them in those slots and switch them however you need them. Because although the companions themselves don't look too interesting as far as designs go and characters go, like you got like a necromancer, for example, or an assassin. It'd be cool if you could just give commands for your necromancer to spawn in, you know, some dead bodies and help you in the fight, or the assassin dude can like teleport behind somebody and really deal a huge amount of damage to a character. Honestly, those are stuff that we've seen in Mass Effect as well. Like Kasumi was able to do that. But yeah, whatever, I don't hate it. One of my favorite game series of all time is Mass Effect. And gameplay, I actually really dig the gameplay in that too. So to me, it's all right. I know a lot of you guys will be rightfully so bummed over the fact that we're losing that tactical gameplay and really streamlining it and minimizing it, but I'm okay. I'm not saying I love it. I'm in love with it because like I dug Baldur's Gate 3. I think that game is extremely fun to play as well, and that's a very tactical game until you get overpowered by the end, but that's a whole nother topic. So don't get me wrong, I would also appreciate a nice tactical deep strategy type gameplay as well. And it's just weird to me because they kind of struck a very decent balance in Dragon Age Inquisition, having both type of combat. Like you could just pick and choose what you wanted to do. They kind of went back on that, which is, yeah, crazy. But I need this game to be successful, okay? Because I want that Mass Effect 4. Even if it's gonna suck, I need to see it, and I need that conclusion. And if Mass Effect 4 sucks, man, BioWare, I guess it's time for you to go. But here's another thing I like about this game, and why I think it's gonna be fine, because we have Harding. We have Scott Harding, which I really enjoyed, you know, all the dialogues and the whole relationship with her in Dragon Age Inquisition, which was, you know, really brief, and we didn't really get to talk to her too much. But now she's a full-blown companion, and hopefully we can romance her, because I don't like the other companions. At least my first impressions of them are not too great. Number one, Varric isn't a companion. I mean, they don't even show him in the trailer as a companion, because every single other actual companion, which we have 7 of, they have this, like, you know, title card, their introduction with the name and their nickname or what they do. Varric isn't one of them. In fact, Bianca dies. Rest in peace, Bianca. It's a sad moment in gaming. Soulless game ended Bianca. It's horrible. But yeah, Varric seems like he's gonna be an advisor, unless he also bites the bullet, because there's a lot of death flags that are going on right now. If you look at the gameplay showcase, which I think is literally the very beginning of the game. I'm sure you create your character, and then a couple of minutes later, you're gonna go ahead and see what you're seeing in the gameplay reveal, because it's basically showing you all the tutorials there. So hopefully Varric makes it as an advisor. I don't want him gone, because like, we don't have any news about Dorian, the Inquisitor. The person who was supposed to be following Dorian is Iron Bull. The voice actor for that said they didn't even reach out to me for the next game. So, you know, what's gonna happen? We have a 10-year jump, by the way. And if you remember, when Dragon Age Inquisition ends, like, oh crap, we're going into war, everything is about to go down. That's where we're ending, right? A lot of stuff is about to happen, and then we go 10 years. So how is that gonna come into play? And I definitely want to see my Inquisitor as well. Like, just like how we saw Hawk in Dragon Age Inquisition coming back, I need to see my Inquisitor there, man, because the Inquisitor has a huge bond with Solus. You know, you're either like a good companion to him, or you're literally his lover, and then he breaks up with you and stuff like that. Like, there's an insane personal bond there that needs to be explored, and that needs to be, I think, finalized. You can't just throw that away. But from what it seems, we're not gonna get, besides Varric or, you know, Harding, I'm sure we're gonna get a couple of cameos, but they're not gonna do much. Again, we're gonna have to wait and see. Now, all the other companions, they seem kind of generic, so I'm not gonna talk much on them. They haven't made much impression on me, and besides, they were on screen for like 3 seconds. But another character that was on screen for like 5 seconds in total was Bellara, I think that's her name, the Veiled Jumper. Oh boy, she gives me Sarah vibes, which Sarah was okay, because every now and then she would say something interesting and she would be genuine and funny. Most of the time she was annoying, and the first time I played Dragon Age Inquisition, I kicked her out of the Inquisition. Goddamn, so I hope we have the same option for Bellara as well, because she seems to me like another Sarah or a Phoebe, you know? Because after Sarah we had Phoebe in Mass Effect Andromeda, and she was horrible. Like, she was one of the worst characters that I've ever seen in gaming. If that's gonna be the case, at least give us the option to kick her out like we were able to kick out Sarah, or even do, you know, I wouldn't mind game ending her too. Like, you know, while we're on a cliff, we just, boop. Oh, I don't know what happened to Bellara, man. I guess she must have left, you know. She thought this whole Veilguard thing was, you know, like, that would be cool. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. So that pretty much leaves me with one romance option in the entire game, you know, personality-wise, looks-wise. I gotta go with Harding. We'll see. Of course, I do want to see how the characters will be, because in Inquisition I really didn't like Solus in the beginning, Dorian in the beginning, but as the story goes on, their personalities kind of grew on me. I know some people still hate, you know, both of the names I mentioned, but besides, what's her face, Vivienne, she was biatch the whole time. I ended up, liking every single companion in Dragon Age Inquisition, or at least accepting them and enjoying them for what they are. So just because we saw them a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and reserve judgment. I want to see the full, relationship, the full experience before I really say, oh, all these companions suck. Because even in Dragon Age Origins, which is a great game, the best game in the series easily, we had great set of companions, and not all of them were, exactly great. But the writing, by the way, was on another level, and that's something that I know. Again, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. The writing will just not match Origins. It's obvious from even this little bit of, dialogue or the gameplay we got. So yeah, I think this game, again, is going to be fun and fine. I don't know why I keep confusing those two words, god damn it. I'm glad that it's like this, at least, because it could have been much worse, okay? Much worse. But at the same time, it could have been way better than this. If they just gave us basically Dragon Age Origins, but in 2024, like, it's really not rocket science. Thing we like. Give more of it to us. Oh, okay, cool. Money. It's that easy. It's really that freaking easy. But anyways, tell me what you guys think. Like, do you actually think the same way that I do? Yeah, the game is kind of disappointing. It's not what we want, but it's not gonna absolutely be the worst, like 2 out of 10 game, like the new Golem or anything like that, right? I think most of us would agree with that. But hey, like I said, that's just my opinion. If you're interested, I got some like other videos here and there. You can go ahead and check them out. That being said, I'm getting out of here.